So it's 2020 and there's a lot of yelling. Question is, why? Why are people so angry? Why aren't they asking more questions? And why is this guy here? He probably just wants to tuck in his t-shirt, eat a Big Mac, and wear his MAGA hat in peace. But for reals, guys, why all the noise and screaming? I guess people think it's pretty bad out there. But is this really a new problem for America? Let's take a deep dive in the past to find out. That is a dead eagle. Let's go back to February 6, 1858 and take a look-sees at the United States House of Representatives. It's 2 a.m. and the personal insults get worse and worse the later it gets. There were some brutal yo mama insults flying. And insults soon escalated into a good old-fashioned fist-to-face brawl with over 30 congressmen. Just imagine watching C-SPAN and seeing Mitch McConnell getting body slammed by Chris Christie. Rest in peace, Mitch McConnell. We'll never forget your cameo in Robin Hood. Apparently things get pretty comical when 2 Republican congressmen rip the wig off the head of William Barksdale, a Democrat from Mississippi. And the brawl actually ended with laughter and jeering. Overall, it was a big success. The point is, it's easy to feel like things are worse today than they've ever been. But truthfully, things have always been crazy and borderline hostile in politics. As long as it's just the politicians fighting, we shouldn't be too surprised or alarmed. What really should concern us, though, is when the people of the nation begin fighting. Because I believe it was Abraham Lincoln who said, "A house divided against itself, falls apart," or something like that.
In order to figure out why so many Americans are yelling, we have to stop yelling and take a second to think instead.
So why do people yell?
I have no clue. I never yell.
It feels good, and it's good to be heard because they believe the louder that they project their opinion, the more likely that you are going to either agree or disagree so strongly that you would be also yelling in response.
Because they're hurt and they kind of want to just express their feelings, or because it feels good.
Why did you break? I yell because I don't know.
Now let me ask you a question. Have you ever yelled about something that you were not sure or confident about? Think about it for a second. If you're giving birth and you're screaming, you're probably pretty sure that there's like a kid coming out of you right now. There's so much yelling in the country right now because Americans are pretty sure of themselves. Of course, they're right because they feel passionate about it, right? They've had experiences. They felt all the feels.
But it's not always bad to be sure about your opinions. In fact, if you're a surgeon performing an appendectomy, you might want to be sure you're removing the appendix and not the liver. But when it comes to political issues or problems, you might want to pump the brakes on the certainty train. Because sustainable solutions for complex issues in government action and legislation is complicated. Say it with me.
It's complicated.
It's complicated.
It's complicated.
It's complicated.
Turns out there are tons of subtleties and nuances to these issues. Like, do you really understand every detail of the social, economic, and market consequences of healthcare changes, tariffs, and tax cuts? Are you so sure enough to yell at people? Because a lot of people, it seems like, are.
Since we don't have all the answers, wouldn't it be better to just take a step back and honestly listen to the different ideas that people have? Wouldn't it be better to admit that it's possible that we could be wrong? I mean, there's always that chance. We've all been wrong at one point or another.
But I listen to all kinds of diverse people on Fox News.
I'm an MSNBC disciple, and I feel pretty well-rounded, you know.
You can't fool me or my Eagle Bert. We listen to public radio.
Now that's not actually what I'm talking about. Ask people that actually disagree with you good questions, not just everybody in your own echo chamber. Ask the questions that are honest as in actually wanting to know the answer to help you find the truth.
Lim. I think I know what you mean.
Okay,
Let me try.
great. I mean, practice makes perfect.
So what you're saying is you want to deny my existence and send our soldiers overseas to die! What is that?
Hey, let me try. So, why do you want to destroy the economy and leave our children bankrupt and speaking Chinese when they call back our debt?
Stop! Do you see the problem here?
See, I have to think about it.
They were closed-minded and didn't want to actually hear what the other person had to say.
They were making a lot of assumptions about things they didn't actually have true facts on, which ultimately was just pretty childish.
They weren't assuming good motives on behalf of others. Because that's honestly the key. When you assume good motives on the part of those who disagree with you, like something changes inside, like something magical happens.
You see the person you're talking to as an actual person. A person like you with hurts, needs, loved ones, hopes, dreams, the whole 9 yards.
Because when you do that, you can imagine everyone being on the same team, that they're humans, and that we can finally start having conversations to do what very few people are doing.
We can start finding the solutions and the principles that work. We can try to find the truth wherever it rests.
And at the least, we can calm back down. We can cut the tension. We can cut the stress.
Because all this screaming is not healthy for the country. It's time to stop yelling and start thinking. A couple things I need to say. First of all, bananas are very healthy. Second thing is, freedom is healthy for our country. And if you want our country to be free, you've got to subscribe. You've got to like this video. You've got to share it with every last person you know on this planet. Where does the banana need to be? Because I'm not even going to touch it. You don't like the banana? We can take the banana out.
Just don't talk about it, probably.
And don't forget, check out our Freedomist store where you can get amazing merch like this. You can support our community and look good doing it too. Constitution, baby. So, thanks guys. We'll see you next time.